So, Chene, we just saw the comeback on Saturday, but was it more about the Lakers or was it more about the Knicks?
Sorry, Knicks. It's more about the Lakers. And, a lot of people watch the game and say, oh, my gosh, 28 points, 29 points from AD and LeBron, respectively. But what I actually really enjoyed was how bad they wanted it, and it showed in defensive rebounding. Both of those guys had 10 rebounds. I think AD finished with 17, LeBron with 13 overall, but 10 defensive rebounds. That means the Lakers were finally getting back to what they do best, defending and ending possessions. So when I watched that game transpire, I was like, okay, they're really doing everything they need to win, not just putting the ball in the basket, but the little things. Also, mind you, LeBron James had 10 assists on the night. We've always said this team is better when he controls the ball. And he played 40 minutes. So if you're worried about LeBron James' durability, 40 minutes, 30 points nearly, plus 13 rebounds, and AD looking like a beast, 28 and 17, you have to feel good about the Lakers.
Yeah, we've scrutinized the Lakers a lot. We've had a little fun at their expense this year, but this was about the Lakers. And I agree with Chene. It was about defense. They came out of the locker room, totally a different team. LeBron and AD set the tone. They were on a string. They were playing hard. All those transition buckets the Knicks got in the first half, their game plan was clear. We don't think this team's getting back on defense. Run, run, run. The Lakers took all that away. LeBron and AD were monsters. Malik Monk off the bench was huge. So I'm giving the Lakers credit. Sorry, Knicks.
Well, one thing that the Knicks said that they could take with them, I was at that game, I listened to their post-game comments, and R.J. Barrett told me that he thinks playing with that kind of pace, that's something that they can take on the road trip that they're on, because this was a night that R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle both got going. We haven't seen that a whole lot this season. R.J. Barrett has been playing pretty well since he came back from his illness, but we haven't seen both of those guys get going. R.J. Barrett had 17 points in the first quarter, and then obviously we saw what happened at halftime. But Russell Westbrook, he was benched for overtime in the Lakers win, and he took questions and said that, all the right things, that's what he was saying, and credit to him for speaking to reporters after the game like that, because not every player does it, but here was the home crowd reaction on a couple of plays during the game.
Westbrook off the glass, badly misses. You hear the groans from the crowd. He's hearing some boos. Not the first time this year. Westbrook thought about it. Crowd kind of telling him no, and he missed it.
So in that play we just saw, the crowd, I was there, they were literally yelling at him, don't shoot the ball. So, Perk, what's next for the Lakers and Russ after what happened this weekend?
Well, it's a lot to unfold right now, and I'm not going to lie, Russell Westbrook looks broken. And when I say that, I never seen him lack this much confidence as a player. Forget the shooting. His spirit is just not there. And I'm not trying to talk down on him, but he don't have his swag no more. And so here's the thing. Russell Westbrook got to figure it out himself. Frank Vogel did the right thing. He was not playing well. He did the right thing with rolling with the lineup he rolled with no T. And I just think Russ has to get back to not overthinking things, playing his game. But at the end of the day, he has to make sure he does his job to earn the trust of his coaching staff and his teammates. Because right now, it goes in this order. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, 1A, 1B for scoring options, and then it's Malik Monk. And so Russell Westbrook has to find his way back into things. But I can't lie, it's sad to see because he actually looked broken right now. He's lost for confidence.
No, I completely agree with Perk, and I know that this is rare because as a player, you understand those moments when you're in that spot where, like, it doesn't matter if you go in the gym and shoot 500 shots. It doesn't matter how much you work, how much you train. You don't question whether or not he's in shape. The man just always handles, the game with a certain level of professionalism and intensity. But this right here is about performance. All of our jobs in professional sports are based on performance. This is not performing. Now, a lot of great players will get a little bit of a leeway because you can have a bad first half and then you get to the fourth quarter. But consistently, he struggled in the fourth quarter. So if you've done this 1 through 3, I'm not going to play you in the fourth. But to Perk's point, this is about LeBron James. This is about Anthony Davis. It was supposed to be maybe Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but LeBron James has been covering the weight. At the end of the day, in order for LeBron to be successful, he needs shooters around him. That is what it's always been, and it always will be. So if you're trying to win a game and you got LeBron James and you got Anthony Davis, you got to support him with shooters. You can't have a non-shooter on the floor or a non-playmaker on the floor. And in that fourth quarter, that is what Russell has become.
Look, the question we're all supposed to be answering is, what are they supposed to do with Russell Westbrook? And to me, I think it's too soon to say bring him off the bench for this reason. The Lakers are still, through all these trials and tribulations, +7 per 100 possessions when their big three play without a center. So with that, I'm sticking him in the starting five. But you have to stagger him with LeBron more, and what that really means is you just have to play him less. He's playing 35 minutes a game. That's too many minutes if he's going to play like he's been playing. And if you're going to continue to start him, what that means is exactly what RJ just said. You're going to have to bench him or not play him as much when he's not playing well. And by the way, what Frank Vogel did in overtime the other day was totally non-controversial. Russell Westbrook was playing horribly. He didn't deserve to be on the floor, and they won the game.
And he said he was okay with it. Russell Westbrook said, as long as we win the game, then, you know.
And to double down, unfortunately, on what Richard said again, non-shooter or non-playmaker, you have to be able to do those things to be on the floor with LeBron James. And I do think that this is where, as a player, if you're playing less minutes, to Zach's credit, all right, maybe you're not shooting the ball well. How do you become a playmaker? Not just wheeling and dealing the ball around. He minimized the turnovers, but maybe if the shot's not going, you use those screen assists, find different ways to get going. I think that's the transition that Russ is struggling with right now.
Well, and we are going to be able to dive a little bit more into this as the week progresses. We know that Russell Westbrook is not necessarily a player that we are circling to be on the move this week, but we get to cover the entire trade deadline. Maybe there are some perimeter moves that the Lakers can make to improve just a little bit.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.